Good day everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Rex. This is episode 3 of a series where I take touring cars to a modern carpet track. In episode 1 we went over the Tamiya TT-02 RS. In episode 2 we tried the Tamiya TL-01. And in episode 3 here, again we try another Tamiya, but this time it's the modern TT-02. It is fully stock with nothing adjustable. I did make a couple of changes actually, but you'll see in the video. Before we start the video, I just wanted to leave you off with, the chassis was not a bad vehicle. However, I would like to return with a modified version that is a little bit more adjustable. Let's start the video. Hey everybody, hope you're doing alright. I'm here back at the track for episode 3 now. We're doing things a little bit differently. Instead of having a pre-run chat, I'm going to do it right here at the track. So I've got here today with me a stock-ish TT-02. We are running a sport-tuned Tamiya sport-tuned motor with a 23 tooth pinion. I've got standard Amazon servo, my Futaba receiver system, TBLE-02 ESC. We've got a fan on the motor as well as the ESC. We're running the track tires as usual, the stock suspension, stock everything else. The only thing different here is in the front diff I put a spool. The spool is provided by Tamiya hop-ups. So provided by me, we paid for it, but I paid for it, but we bought it from Tamiya hop-up catalog. And that's it. We're gonna hop on track. No sauce. Let's try it out. First run TT-02 stock-ish. Oh, it pulls. Hold on. When I started out driving the TT-02, I had a really difficult time with it. But I made one very large mistake. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. You'll see soon. That's too much steering. I need to numb that front end immediately with the spring. I can't do it here. Or I got to sauce the rear alone. That tail was fine, but the front is too much. I can't have that much steering. That's insane. So I need to numb it out a little bit. Alright fam, so I took out the silver stock springs, put in the Yeah Racing white hard springs, and I had to use a collar to take up the extra space. So let's get it on track. Sauce, stiffer springs. Got a lot of steering. Why has it got so much steering? Oh, I'm flipping. I think I gotta put those other shocks on, guys. I don't think these stock shocks are gonna work. No way, I'm not even gonna waste my time. Alright, up until the end of this video clip here, I haven't been able to get this car under control. And that's due to a large factor. The ground clearance is just really high, and I had trouble trying to figure out how to get it lower without taking the suspension apart and putting spacers on the shock shaft. Then I started to, wait a second, I'm not going to tell you, just keep watching. I'm an idiot. I forgot that you can change these knuckles around to give it better ground clearance, and check it out, that's what I did. So I just turned these knuckles, these hubs upside down, and now I've got it lower ground clearance on-road style. I totally forgot about the whole TT-02 features. You can change ride height and wheelbase and yada yada yada. So that's what I did, and I'm gonna have to do the front as well. The front, I believe you gotta put the spacers at the bottom here up to the top or something like that. Anyway, I'll figure it out. So this here is easily the 4th time I've tried to run the car, to the point where I took the body off to see if it was the body that was giving me the hard problems. Alright, I don't know when this happened, but the shock came out. I mean, it broke off, the shock eyelet. Well, here's the reason why. Outdrive's gone and drive shaft's gone. So I don't know when that happened, but that could be causing a lot of the recent issues of oversteering one side one way or turning better one way. I don't know when that happened. I should have checked that a long time ago. Anyway, let's see what happens now. Let's go find it. Alright, well that didn't take long. Gee's Hawkeyes found the outdrive, and the drive shaft wasn't far from where I just walked out onto the track. Let's get these in, fix up my shock, I guess. I don't know what we're going to do with the shocks. I guess we'll throw back stock shocks in and see what happens. Do it for fun, whatever. Let's do it again. Alright. What's happening over there? So after about 5 or 6 tries out on the track and getting very frustrated with flipping over and just things not working and going through that drive shaft problem, I was really happy to finally get this thing on track and kind of driving all right. To the point where I think I actually started to feel the car and find a groove. And it wasn't doing so bad, so I started to work with it. Stock front spring, blue rear springs. Stock friction dampers. It's pulling left. I want more rear toe. Doesn't drive like other cars. You try and drive it like, I don't know. I don't know how to drive. Whoa. I'm pushing too hard in the corners. Jeez. Sorry for the silence that's about to come up, because I start getting a little concentrated, focused, and I'm starting to really wheel this thing around. And have some patience with me here. I do get better. It's just such a very different chassis from what I've just been driving. The TL-01 and the TA-03 RS. I'd like to say I'm beginning to understand what the car sort of wants in order for me to get it around the track. And now the tricky part is just to consistently give it what it wants to get it around the track. I'm starting to notice and experience heavy understeer. And I'm starting to think it's because the tires are dirty. I'll do something about that soon. It was at this moment when a collision had drastically changed something in my chassis. I didn't know at the time, but the outdrive and drive shaft were already popped out. You can actually see on the bottom right corner of the track, there's actually a shiny piece on there. The car is very darty, and that's what I've been fighting this whole time. It's either darty or it's understeers. And mid-steering, it's really got none. Trying to stay stable on the back straight is very difficult, and I'm wondering if that's due to the super slop in the steering, or the fact that there's no rear toe in to help keep me going straight, or what's going on there. Sorry.
A little bit wider.
Sorry. So much crap builds up on the tires. It's all rubber stuck on there. I gotta get it off with brake clean. Gross. Alright, so for a fairly stock vehicle, front spool, I put in the blue associated springs in the rear, the stock silver springs in the front from Tamiya. It's added collars so there's no play, and it's going well. Put it into on-road suspension mode. It's going really well. I mean, for what it is. I think it's the worst handling car of the three so far, but it's not fair because the TL-01 was not stock. I did not run a stock TL-01. I have a feeling the stock TL-01 might be, I don't know, but the stock TL-01 was not run yet. So, yeah, the TT-03 RS I thought was a handful and strange to drive, but yeah, that seemed to be not as tough as this one to get around. This one's tough. It's just, it's twitchy in strange areas. It's inconsistent. I can't even explain it because it does so many different things in so many different places. I could be doing something wrong. It's a little, I don't know. This is the setup I currently have on it anyway. I don't want to make it stiffer in the front. It's like it lacks steering. It lacks steering in the front. It's not even suspension, it's more steering angle. I don't know. I do have another TT-02 with lots of Tamiya upgrades waiting to build. I don't know if that would make it better or not. It would make it more adjustable, but I don't know if it would make it better. Anyway, let's get back on track. Alright, let's get back out there. The tires are cleaned. Tires are I think they were getting dirty. It started to dry funny. Now they're clean. Let's see. Let's see how she drives now. Oh yeah, more steering, more consistent. Oh. Stay here for a second. Stay out of this guy's way. And then we go. Why is it pulling left sometimes? Your steering is garbage.
That's perfect.
Have you? Yeah. Let the tires get a couple of bit of shit on it first. What's that? Once your tires pick up shit from the track, it loses that grip. Is it too stiff in the front? You know what? I'm going to change the front spring. I think it's too twitchy. Alright, so I'm taking off the front springs. I'm going to switch it over these Tamiya white springs. They're hard, but not as hard as these factory silver springs. The reason why I'm doing that is because the front seems to be very quick to react. And that's because as I'm turning the wheel, and it's shifting weight back and forth, it doesn't need to take a lot of time to shift its weight over because the suspension is so stiff. If I soften that a little bit, it'll take its time moving onto that piece of suspension or onto that side, and that suspension will start absorbing that weight a little bit more than if I were to have a stiff piece of suspension. If I were to have a stiffer shock, it would, when it rolls over to that side, it'll force the tire down sooner than the softer spring. So I'm not going to go very soft, but just a little bit softer. Okay, wait, before we go back out, I noticed that around the corners, the tighter ones, the rear was chattering. I think I'm going to open them up and like cover them in grease or something just to smooth it out a little bit. See what happens. Yeah. And we got the white springs on, like I said I was going to do. One of the other steps here next, instead of switching up the springs, because I think I'm getting close to what this car likes for springs, I need to start messing with the only other adjustment here, which is the shock angles. So I can adjust the shock angle one notch in on front or rear, and I might start playing with that. I'll come back and explain that when I'm actually playing with that. Yeah, let's go run after I oil these or cover these shocks in grease on the inside.
Richard 13.
That much of that stuff. Crap. Just a lick. Just a lick. That's what you watch. That's what you see. What you see?
Alright, put it together. I slam into the corner here, and that takes out my outdrive and dog bone. The drive shaft and outdrive came out again. Interesting. With the dog bone and outdrive shoved back in, jump back on track. Pickup truck pace car on the track. Sorry. I almost smashed into you. But my run doesn't last long because this next hit dislodges it again, and then my dog bone and outdrive. Uh-oh, I lost something. I lost something again. Yep, lost it. I'll go find the dog bone. And that's all she wrote for tonight. I'm not going to try again. I mean, if every tap is going to make that, it's the other side this time, it's this side. So it doesn't matter. A tap will just, I have universals at home. This is going back on display, going back to rally mode. And I've got another TT-02 in box with a bunch of hop-ups ready to be put onto it. I'll try that in the future. I gotta give up with this until I get the universals. Because I'm not going to stop hitting stuff. And every time I hit stuff, these pop out. So, yeah. I'm done with this tonight. Thanks for watching, guys. MO5 next, I think. Peace out.